about Iris lore in this satirical light.
Okay, yeah. So Iris, it's like Iris, guys. I'm joined by friend Oblivion, and like it's
Heyo.
Iris is really funny, you know, because like how do we even begin to explain just how funny it is?
So I think what needs to be essentially understood is that British video game man realized that he used to create music that wasn't based on video games and decided to do it again. And he decided to like diss all the people who he decided to diss all the people who were like, you need to make this song about this particular video game. And he's like, no, I have the heart of an artist and I can do whatever I want. Um, and then he added lore. He
Yeah,
added so much lore, so much confusing lore. I mean, where do we even begin?
I think we should
Um,
start with the Ratman because that goes right into probably the best conversation that we could have about it. Um,
yes. So
Ratman. I
yeah,
mean, honestly, like for both protagonists, like they're just losers. Like
yeah,
both of them are chronic losers.
they're chronic losers, and like one of them like straight up gets cyberbullied. Like, how do you like he loses to the Rat Man so many times, and he gets cyberbullied, and then when and then he has to get his mom who's dead to show up for him,
Yeah,
and and then when she shows up, he feels all better, and he decides to like destroy. He decides to just go around destroying the world and testifying the modern eye and then destroying the world again. And Ratman is just like, no, you can't do that. You can't bring about I don't know the rapture without my consent. I have to sign off on it. Like it's like a bill. I gotta get Congress to agree on it.
and
I got
and what's
it's gotta work all the way up to me. I've even got to consult the biotides.
And what's
Like
interesting is that like Abram is conveyed as like the villain in this story, right? But like in terms of like Goliath going to Nidoria, he's kind of in the right. Like this actual alien is dropping down to his planet and it's like, "Hey, you killed my mom and dad." But more so my mom cuz she's the one who comforts me when I'm having a panic attack. And it's like Abram Ratman is like, "I don't fucking care. Get out of my office. I don't care about you.
yeah
Just stop causing wars."
yeah
Like that's not
yeah
healthy for you.
yeah. Yeah, like okay, so for those watching this unaware of the Iris lore, the lore behind this beautiful music project, essentially, what you get are these two worlds that are inextricably linked. They exist in parallel universes. One is called Midoriya, the other is called the Depths. Midoriya is this scary dystopia, and the Depths is this place with all these fantasy creatures, including this guy named Goliath, who's the son of the two monarchs who rule the Onyx colony. And they have like this big rock up in the sky that's a portal, and also like this thing that beholds all of knowledge, like all knowledge ever,
Yeah.
and also comes with like unexplained magical powers and snakes. And
I love that we specifically do have to emphasize the snakes because those are just
and
where did
we
those
have to
come
emphasize
from?
the snakes because Goliath's like real physical power doesn't come from the iris. It comes from the snakes. The snakes are the ones responsible. Like he combines with the snakes whenever he feels like destroying everything.
That man, that offers a really interesting point. Like, where did the snakes go? Like after, like, cause so here's the thing. Yeah, Goliath has embedded into his skull the knowledge of literally everything ever, right?
Yeah,
And he goes to war on this planet with the Rat Man, and it's like he loses, right? And
yeah,
like that's already ridiculous. You have the knowledge of everything in that bone ass head of yours, and you lose against a Rat Man. and
yeah,
then and then to make it even worse, guess what happens? He loses again against the same Rat Man. Like later
yeah,
on, like because he breaks out of prison because he's like, no, I want my revenge against you, but he loses again against the
yeah,
same Rat Man.
yeah,
It's like, why?
yeah,
How did you lose against her? He's so pathetic. Like that.
yeah,
Abram is the most petty, single-minded, no low IQ character in all of fiction, right? And like,
yeah,
bro is so unfathomably petty. And and Goliath, you have the knowledge of everything in your head. Let that sink in, and you lose twice.
Yeah.
To the
Yeah.
same rat man.
Yeah, and to explain what like the like where the stupidity begins with Goliath. So Goliath is the son of the two monarchs, and the thing is the iris is this portal that technically does lead to Nidoria, and like people have cited it, like people have cited it over the generations, and there's legends about it. Abram, the monarch of Nidoria, is so angry at his father that he decides to like get a boulder, I guess.
Yeah,
he gets a
yeah.
he gets a boulder, and he like gets his scientists to like shock the boulder or something or other, and then and it like leads to a portal into the iris, and Goliath pulls the iris out of the sky, and it kills everyone and turns him into a skeleton, and causes snakes to shoot out of his shoulders, and he manages to like get a hold of his parents' weapons, um, the Havoc Scythe and the Omen Glass. And he should be OP. The iris embeds itself into his eye, and he now has like all possible knowledge. Plus, Abram's like visor that like connects to his to his AI assistant, like
Yeah.
goes through the portal. He needs to get a new one, but Goliath has access to what's going on Nidoria. You'd think he'd be OP, but no, he just gets all sad like a loser, and his mom, who's dead, by the way, has to come and comfort him and tell him she's sorry. And then Abram, the rat man, the little
Yeah.
the little loser who hangs out in his little man cave with his computers and makes scientists do weird experiments for him, and like wears like the weirdest color scheme of all time that makes him look like he's cosplaying himself as a teenager, except he has an ugly beard. He's he's incredibly petty. He kills his brother out of spite. He does everything to get revenge on his dead dad. And he sings multiple songs about it. And like after all that, Goliath comes to Nidoria, and he gets beaten by the Rat Man. He gets beaten by the Rat Man, and he goes around like just sort of like vaguely talking about all these ills of the world. But before that, he jumps into a lake, and he hibernates for like a year so that like builds up his powers and everything. And
And he still loses.
he still loses to the Rat Man, and his robots. The Rat Man has these robots called biotides, and basically what they do is they kill people, and they rip their nervous systems out to put them in like these septic tanks that allow them to exist as just nervous systems, and it amplifies the electricity on Nidoria so that Abram can like power all the infrastructure, and also a portal to the depths that doesn't do anything. Very forward thing. I think he just kind of like likes. I think he really just loves the red color scheme, like the red sheen that this just casts over the world.
Yeah.
Like it gives everything a red sheen, and then when it's like when it rains, it's blue for some reason.
Yeah. I
And
totally
all
forgot about that detail.
and then the buildings invert, and they become red instead. And like, the point is, Abram's just not very smart. He's a dictator. He's not very forward thinking. He just wants everyone to obey his whims, and he doesn't do anything to really improve. He says he delivers his whole monologue about how like people need dictators to stay in line because they dictate, and they do good things, and they work towards a net positive, and they order things to happen instead of going through the democratic process. But he never actually takes advantage of his power, and all he does with it is petty things to spite his father.
And Goliath
And
still loses to
Goliath
him.
still gets beaten by the Rat Man
Twice.
twice the
That
whole time.
That I think that is the worst part. He doesn't just lose once. He loses once, like he gets physically beaten and then detained. But the second time, Abram fucking kills him.
Yeah,
He's already a skeleton. How do you kill that? Like,
and he's a skeleton with like these mechanical snakes that make like a mech body for him, and it literally like allows him to like bring about the rapture basically. And Abram's like, no, you can't do that. You can't bring about the rapture without my permission. I've got to go through like Parliament. I gotta go through like Congress. We have to like we have to like we haven't like re-signed the charter for the Magna Carta in like years, so we've got to do that too. because he's British, remember?
Oh yeah, yep,
And
yep. That tracks.
and we've got to like fight over random objects in Parliament for a while, and then I get to sign the bill to bring about the rapture. You don't get to just do that, man. You can't bring about events comparable to Revelations because like Goliath, like, he's out here, he's turning the rivers red. He's bringing about the locusts.
Yeah. But
Shards of glass fall from the sky, and and
he's
yet
just doing this shit.
yeah, he's just doing it for the love of like he came to like liberate the people of Nidoria and get rid of Abram, but he just never gets rid of like he never kills him. He would be so easy to kill, just like one slash of the Havoc Scythe, he'd be done for. But Skeleton Man, just like he just like manages to like completely evade actually attacking Ratman. And it's like, dude, you can just go in Ratman's little man cave
How do you
and
miss him too? Like that's the other thing. Like apparently that I think there's a section where like Abram hides. How? You're bright pink, bro.
no,
How do you
like
hide? And
yeah,
how are you deliberately missed? Like
yeah,
there's a
yeah,
whole lot about the situation that is very unprecedented.
yeah. I think we need to consider the theory that they might be lovers.
Oh
Like
really?
there's no other explanation. Goliath should have killed him by now. I think they might be lovers, but I can't confirm it. But like no, if you have all the knowledge of the world and all the cool snakes in the world and all the cool thrones in the world and all the cool capes in the world
Yeah.
and you're a cool looking skeleton, you should still be able to beat the Ratman regardless of your trauma. And you also shouldn't be able to be cyberbullied on the internet. Like there's like multiple songs on Goliath's Throne, the album, that are centered around like toxicity on the internet, and it leads to it leads toward a song called Bloody Ether, which is which is about like basically the blood that is on the internet's hands because of cyberbullying.
It's
And
actually a banger, by the way. It's one of the rarer songs on GT where it's like it slaps.
yeah, it slaps and it has like actually meaningful lyrics that are like very direct in its message, and it's a great song. I love that song. I listen to that song all the time.
Yeah.
But it's just Goliath being cyberbullied. He gets cyberbullied and then he gets all sad, and he like I just imagine that he goes over to like a bridge over water or something, um, and like is about to throw himself off, and then Lady Fate is just like, so what brings you to the bridge?
Yeah.
And then he's just like, I'm about to jump off, Mom. I can't take it anymore. And then she's like, no.
Yeah, it's like that moment in fucking Beetlejuice.
Living girl? Dead guy? What brings you to the roof? I'm gonna jump! No! I mean... yeah.
And then Lady Fate seems to be in like she doesn't I don't think she really gets what's going on because she says we are not the same without you here. Losing you is what we fear. I don't. You're already dead. Okay. Like
Really? Is she? Yeah.
yeah. Like she's already dead. She's got nothing left to lose. And her son
Literally not.
her
Literally
son
nothing.
is a skeleton. He should have died. The only reason that he didn't die is because the iris, which she helped steal and take to a whole other planet. I don't even know how they got it over there.
Oh, that's a whole nother can of worms. Holy
Yeah,
shit, yeah.
it's a whole other can of worms.
We're just focusing on like the Goliath and the Ratman for this one.
Yeah.
We could make a series out of this. Do you?
Yes. Yeah.
If you want us to, we'll make a series out of this.
But like, and hold on, because she's like, because here's the thing. Who is we? Who are the other people backing up Goliath? Because like, even if he like came to like bring a reckoning to Nidoria's oligarchy, even if he came to liberate the people, he lets his he lets his mental afflictions get in the way of his like
The goal.
goals as a leader, and he just wages wars, needless wars on people, and Abram's just like up there in his domeplex, just like, bro, that's my
you
job.
can't do that.
You can't do that. Like, I need congressional approval.
This is
Like-
this is my state to destroy. You know.
Like, come on, man. I polluted the world. Okay, that's not. Yeah, and then Goliath. There's a song called "Testify the Modern Eye," which feels inspiring, but then you look at the lyrics and you're like, what is the modern eye, and why are we testifying it? How does one that does like the verb doesn't even make sense? Like, how does one testify the modern eye? Like, you don't testify a
What
thing.
even is the modern eye?
You testify about a thing. I just assume like the modern eye like vaguely referred to the iris or something, but the iris isn't a modern eye. It's like the very first thing that existed in this entire multiverse that we're talking about.
Yeah. So what is the modern eye? And how?
Yeah.
What?
Maybe the modern eye is
What?
like the Demetrix, which is like the fake iris that Abram creates.
That
But
actually,
I don't.
that would make sense if it was
That would make
planned.
sense, but
Like,
but I don't think Will actually thought about that. I think that's just more of a coincidence.
yeah.
I think
Man, our ideas are fire. We should write for this guy.
yeah. Um, no, but like it's I guess it's one of the, it's like a it's like sort of like vaguely saying like we're like rectifying all these like like things that ail our modern society, and I think maybe he even goes around doing good deeds, like maybe he has like a Jesus arc, but instead of like lasting like 3 years, it lasts like 3 weeks, and he goes through another episode, and he's like, it's rapture time. I'm bringing about the rapture, and Abram again is like, no, bro, you need my congressional approval.
You can't just do that shit.
I gotta bring it through Senate, gotta bring it through Congress. I have a parliament too, just in case, like a backup.
Backup parliament is crazy.
And then
Oh
once it comes to my desk, I get the final say. There's no judges though. That would be too far for Abram.
No, no.
Yeah. There's no justices. And Abram's like, nah, man, that's my job. I'm the one who binds the Bible here, okay?
We're not getting into that can of worms.
And then yeah, because like originally Goliath was the one who like decided it was time to bind the Bible, and then Abram the entire time is like, no, we're not letting the Catholic Church go down like that today, okay? I still rely on the Catholic Church.
Wait. Abram as a Catholic is the most accurate thing that I've
Yes.
ever. Oh my god, that makes so much sense. Holy
I've
shit,
actually
Abram is
sort
a
of-
Catholic.
I've gotten like a lot of religious vibes for how like the familial trauma is explained.
Yeah.
Especially considering that there are a lot of like biblical names. Goliath is of course a biblical character. Abram was I forget what happens to Abraham um in the Old Testament, but I know that he undergoes some like spiritual transformation that leads his name to change to Abram. And then Jebediah is also, I think, like all I think Jebediah is actually like a brother of Abraham. And then of course there's Gabriel, Valentine, the father, and he just straight up the name of an archangel.
Yeah, I was gonna say that one's interesting because like
Yeah.
the archangels are the beings of pure light, and it's
Yeah.
like Abram dying gave rise to. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and
Interesting.
and
parallels
Gabriel
here,
literally
William.
translates to man of God.
Yeah.
So, like,
Interesting
Are we
stuff you
cooking or are
got
we
here,
cooking?
William.
yeah, if only you could capitalize on it.
Yeah.
Um,
Gmail, foxmadness23 at gmail.com for writing. Anybody who's interested?
it wasn't even really Gabriel's fault either.
No, not at all.
He went allying with the Native Americans or something. And then they were like, dude, there's this like boulder, you gotta cash in on this boulder. And he was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna experiment with this mysterious radioactive boulder. And then the mysterious radioactive boulder starts corrupting him, and he kills his wife. He forces Abram to bury her in the woods. And and like what Abram takes away from that is he's like, hey, I should totally shoot my brother. Like that
Yeah.
would be really great.
Yeah, just like my dad shot my mom.
Yeah,
I
just like
should-
my dad
I-
shot my mom.
I should totally do that.
I'm gonna shoot my brother, and his brother isn't even doing anything. His brother like because Gabriel willed like that when he died, his two sons would like share they would share the power because their bond was strong enough. But Jebediah defended Gabriel, and Abram didn't, and Abram became super vindictive, and he became an absolute chud loser. Just like
He became the
Talking-
Rat Man.
he became the Rat Man. He like dressed in like this half pink, half white. He looks like he. I don't know exactly what bands he was into as a teenager.
He was absolutely into. He was into the hyperpop era. Bring me, specifically
Probably.
the hyperpop era. Bring me.
I just realized that Abram looks a lot like Ziggy Stardust.
Oh Yep. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. Abram was a David Bowie fan, but like a but he grew up in the 90s, I think.
He was one
So
of
it
the
was
really bad ones.
yeah,
Like
he was he was really into like the Nine Inch Nails David Bowie collab. And
yeah.
like he also like took all the wrong lessons from Nine Inch Nails, I think.
Unlike Unknown, who has seemed to have taken all the right lessons from them. Shoutouts to you, Unknown.
Abram over like Gabriel like here's how much Nine Inch Nails um Abram is listening to, and he's like, dude, I gotta get you a robot instead. And so he
That is what
and so
happens,
he
isn't it? Yeah.
he's like, my kid's really lonely and I'm always at work, and he's bullied at school and they all think that he's gonna shoot up the place. So I'm gonna give him a robot.
Well, we are fast tracking our way to demonetization on this one. Like we are speed running this shit.
And Abram's like, yay, Dovacare, whatever that is. Um, and and then when Gabriel dies, he goes inside Dovacare, and then Dovacare is also like adapted into Dovacom,
Yeah. Which is
which
like
is like
an incredibly
it's like
it's an incredibly based fucking AI system, because it for a while it just does nothing but absolutely fuck with Abram for a while.
yeah,
Like it does not respect him.
yeah. Nobody respects Ratman, and yet Goliath still loses against him. Like,
I love that this
he could
is
even get he could
this
even
is
get like a good, like, if Goliath wanted to, he could just like turn off all the Cairo chips that are brainwashing people, and he could just like defame Abram and like sick the people on him. Like that would be so cool. But unfortunately, Skeleton Man, who won't face his trauma, is simultaneously like way too worked up about his trauma, and he can't even face the Rat Man. He can't even. I'm not convinced he even like sees the Rat Man like directly most of the time. But I don't know. If
Iris
there's
is weird, and
yeah. Well, if there's any yaoi going on here, I want to know.
that would be the most plausible explanation for all of this, because like
Yeah.
they aren't this unwilling to kill each other.
Yeah.
Although, at the same time, like we talk about them not being willing to kill each other, but like Abram eventually gets over the toxic yaoi, and he's like, "Fuck it, I'm done here."
Yeah.
Which, like, good for him. He knows when not to settle. He knows his limits.
I mean, who knows? They might have even like legitimately gotten together, and then like Abram just like slowly became the Judas to Goliath's Jesus, and
Maybe
just like
maybe that's why Abram kills him, because like the yaoi got too much.
yeah, the yaoi got too much. And Abram like probably got like pretty freaked out by those snakes. I don't like, that's a lot to handle.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know how those would operate in certain circumstances.
yeah, and they would have like, here's and like they might have even like led battles together. Like they might have like cooperated and been like, let's take the medicine drug together, and then
let's do the rapture together. You know,
let's do the rapture together. And like the first couple times they do it, Abram gets a little like spooked. Like, hey man, you really need to lay off. Like you're killing more people than I have with my inefficient machines that produce inordinate amounts of CO2. And he's like, nah, man. And then Abram's just like, all right, well, I'm leaving you now. And if you try this again, I'm going to throw you in my cyber jail. And like at the very end of the album, like
he throws him in cyber jail.
he throws him in cyber jail again. Like sorry, that makes it sound like he's been thrown in cyber jail already. It was a separate sentence. So he gets thrown in cyber jail, and like again, it's
Rat Man loses.
Skeleton Man keeps getting beaten by the Rat Man.
Yeah, it's frankly embarrassing and unacceptable. It's like,
Yeah.
how do you suck so bad that you lose to the Rat Man?
The Rat Man has like no reputation. He goes on he like even goes on a talk show with the Card Man from what I'm interpreting. So like Goliath has the Iris, and the weird dudes who like made the Iris, they want it back.
Oh, we're
and
getting
they're,
into
like,
this shit now. Okay.
they're all the way across the cosmos, and like they start like becoming like a genuine threat to Midoriya. So like, and Goliath can't take care of it himself, and despite having like all of these like weapons and all this strength, and having like the literal like like the thing that has like all knowledge in the entire multiverse. He doesn't even try to take care of it himself. The Rat Man has to let him out of prison, and they have to ally. And and then I don't really know what happens from there, but eventually Goliath goes back to the depths.
No. No. Because what happens there is Abram fucking kills him, and he
never
gets
picked up
sent
on that.
he gets sent to the damned, and that
Makes a lot more sense. I thought he like made his way back somehow.
no, because like the prophecy, because like Vysen is trapped in the damned.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. So I guess he just like fights his way back to life.
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck
makes
that
sense.
works. But the other
Yeah.
thing is like in between that time, the big moth thing, that was involved in like the D&D campaign, for no fucking reason, turns into a dragon, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know how that happened.
I think it goes through puberty.
After like 2,000 years or some shit
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, there's two eras of. There's two eras like in the Iris lore. There's B 2.5 and A 2.5. There's before 2.5 and after 2.5.
Ah, yeah, that tracks. Mhm.
But anyway, so like,
I love how we have to specifically bring that up.
but what's still so like loserly about Goliath is he gets in this fight with like Satan, and then and he still needs a giant moth dragon to protect him.
Yeah, that's right. He loses to Vysen too.
Yeah, he doesn't just lose to Ratman.
He loses to the guy that's the leader of dead people. Like, how do you lose so hard?
Yeah, you like Goliath is basically God. God should not be able to lose to Satan.
That's kind of the whole point.
Yeah. And like he like basically loses because Vysen over here like just like blasts red stuff at him, I guess. And then Goliath is like, I'm shifting, and then
I love this detail is so fucking funny because it's so disrespectful on Vysen's part. Like, bro interrupted the shonen transformation just to say, fuck you, I'm not having this. Like,
Yeah.
like this
Yeah.
is the Iris. For some reason, I guess it was his birthright. He says that
Yeah.
in the music video, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, he interrupts Goliath's transformation to the like Iris powers. And it's so funny. It's so disrespectful. Like mid transformation, Vysen just goes nah. He grabs him, like he choke slams him into the wall. It's so
Yeah.
funny. It's so funny.
yeah, and then yeah, and Goliath is pretty much beat at this point until Moth.
Moth dragon specifically.
Yeah, but like still just like a moth, just a big moth is what protects him. Yeah. Like even Goliath's parents thought it was like a great idea to like steal the thing that holds all knowledge from the gods that created it and like transport it to another planet. Like of course they're gonna want it back one of these days. Like I think a lot of the characters are just like stupid and petty.
And awful. Just awful.
Yeah, awful and self-righteous and petty
And Ratman.
and absolute losers, just like the Rat Man, and even the Skeleton Man, who, again, it's so funny. He lets himself get like cyberbullied on Twitter.
Yeah. That's like that's probably the worst part. Like
Yeah, he complains about like the CIA surveilling him. Dude, you're a terrorist. Like,
Of course they're gonna surveil you.
yeah, and he's like well known. He doesn't keep a low profile or anything. Everybody knows him, and so he's like he's complaining that his name is like in forums online and stuff. I'm like, bro,
Of course it is. You
You can't do this. You can't do this type of thing and not expect Reddit to respond.
God.
Again, one does not simply like bring about the rapture and the dark matter particles and the ether snakes and the omen water or whatever. One does not. An alien doesn't invade Midoriya or whatever, and
One does
and
not
get
invade Great Britain and not expect backlash.
Yeah, one does not invade Leeds, England, without some repercussions.
Midoriya as Leeds might be another one of the most accurate things I've ever heard. along with Abram being Catholic. Like those two things, that recontextualizes the entire Iris lore for me, and it makes all the more sense for it. Yeah.
Yeah. I also think like Abram was definitely in a band. Like
How do you
like the
figure
bassist.
that he has such an inferiority complex
Yeah, he has,
with
yeah,
his
he has, like, this
childhood,
awful,
and then
yeah, he has
he's
this,
a
like, awful
bassist?
chip on his shoulder because he was a bassist.
Well, I think like the childhood trauma confounded the bassist system. Bassistism. That's really hard to say.
Bassistism.
That's really difficult to say.
Bassistism. Here we go.
That's really hard to say actually. That's kind of difficult.
Yeah, I
yeah.
think Abram being introduced into the Iris lore is what introduced bass into the Iris music.
Yeah.
Like
it didn't really have
like,
it before that.
yeah. Abram is solely responsible for that plucky bass tone. Like Will Ryan pulled him out of the story Coheed and Cambria style and was like, "Hey, dude, you want to play bass on my album about you and Skeleton Man?"
And he's
And
like,
he's
sure,
like,
I'll do it.
Sure, I'll do it. For I am the Rat Man, and no one defies the Valentine Renegade. And then when people like the bass, he's like, the people are cheering for me, and we're third on Apple Music or whatever.
What would Nidoria's music streaming service be called? Valentine Radio? Like
Valentine
keep it simple? I don't know.
Dovatoon.
Dovatoons? Yeah. I could see Dovatoons.
Vtunes.
Yeah. See, this is the beauty of fandom, everybody. Like this is
Yeah.
yeah.
But I think we've exhausted our discussion here, and I kind of have to like go to bed.
Oh.
And think about Iris lore in my sleep, and think of other witty things I can say about the Rat Man and the Skeleton Man,
All right.
and
Yeah.
the Skeleton Man's mom and everyone else. So.
Okay, cool.